Hey, welcome back to another video. My name is Lena Ann Rose. I mainly talk about sobriety and recovery and experiences with drugs and alcohol and my journey kind of through that. So what's been placed on my heart, because I just don't brainstorm and try to think of videos. I actually, whatever's placed on my heart, I'll turn my phone on and start recording. So after reading and journaling tonight, I started thinking about my first year of sobriety and, what did I work on in my first year? And my first year was, kind of like um, just working on my behavior, because you can, get sober but not change your behavior, the way you react to things, the way you handle things, the way you, just kind of like go about your day. You can still have the same behavior as an alcoholic and a drug addict, but be sober. But they also call it like dry drunk. But for me, I genuinely worked on my behavior because I listened to my loved ones around me. And in the first 6 months to a year, your loved ones, if you have a group of people around you and you're not alone, this is my personal experience, they still react to you as if you are still using. Um, I wish I had an example. Um, oh, like, my daughter broke a bowl. She was doing the dishes and she broke the bowl. And she was extremely apologetic. She thought I would be so angry. And at first, inside, I felt my old behavior fester up. But I turned to her and said, genuinely said, and I'm not faking it. It was genuinely coming from my heart. And I says, honey, it's okay. It's just a bowl. We'll go get another one. We'll go get another one. And that's just an example of how I started changing my behavior, soulfully, genuinely changing my behavior. Some people will do and say the right things, but it's not a deep, soulful doing and saying the right thing for true intentions of trying to change your behavior for it to become natural in your healing through sobriety. And that's what I worked on my first year, was genuinely not reacting in my old ways when I was drinking and drugging. And now going into my second year, it's normal for me now. I'm noticing things that used to trigger me or, set me off. It doesn't anymore, because through my first year of sobriety, I was working on my behavior and the way I reacted to things. And you genuinely have to do it. And I don't mean you have to have to do it. You genuinely, it has to be a soulful change within you. That's why I talk about, you have to make a shift and you have to feel that shift. And it has to become a part of your healing and a part of who you are. I hope I'm making sense. because that's, and now going into I'm in the shadows of my third year. I I feel so much more, just a little bit more laid back, even though, in a few other videos back, I talked about I had an anxiety attack, at work, but how I reacted to it and how I dealt with it is because I'm in recovery. And when you're seeking literature and you're seeking people, places, and things that support your sobriety, those are your avenues you can go to when you're weak. But back to the first year of sobriety, and I'm just saying, it's not something that you have to do. I'm just saying it's what worked for me. Changing your reactions to things, changing your behavior. And for me, it was like, I love my daughters, and for me it was more, I was hugging more, um, just saying I love you, you know, sorry mom I couldn't clean the kitchen, instead of losing my shit. I would say, well, it's okay. Do you want to do it together? We can do it together if you want. If not, we'll figure something out. It's not a big deal. And those are the way I react to things now. My old drunk self, oh no. What do you mean the kitchen's not done? You've been sitting around all day. What have you been doing? That was my old behavior. But my old behavior was hurting people. My words that came out of my mouth was hurtful. I don't want to be responsible for that. I do not want to be responsible for that. I want people to be at peace around me. Like I just told my daughter, she was trying to tell me something last night. I really didn't know how to react. So I was quiet, and I do get quiet if I don't know how to react, because quietness is better than saying something awkward, but she was trying to express herself, and she was actually hurt because I wasn't reacting. But, the following day, today, when I came home from work, I did some couple of deliveries, grocery deliveries before I came home. And she was out front, and I just walked up to her and I put my hand on her and I kissed her cheek. And that's it. And the exchange was loving, it was tender. No words were said, because like I said, I can show you better. I can show you better than I can tell you. But I'm still working on that. Am I a lot better than I was when I first got sober? Yes, I am. We're not perfect. We're going to make mistakes along the way, as long as we don't drink. We don't want to make that mistake. So into my second year is when I started seeking the recovery part, listening to audiobooks, the kind that they read to you, buying books, reading, little spiritual things. I'm not a person that can like read. I've never been like that. So the books I pick, the chapters are short, they keep me grounded. I'm feeding my mind with strong knowledge, helping me stay on track. But there's one thing that I have not done this time around in getting sober is I have not gotten stagnant. I can't. The thought of me not working on myself or working on my recovery, if I'm not doing that, it frightens me. Just the thought of it. I have to get up. I have to get moving. Before I lay down at night, I always have to have something to read, something to listen to, a fellow YouTuber, that also talks about sobriety. Right now, I really like, what is it, Backcountry? Boy, is his videos fancy. But I really like that guy. I really like that guy. And the accent just polishes it. But anyway, his name's Backcountry. His channel's Backcountry. Yeah. I really like him. But yeah, I wanted to, just come on here and just say, because, I was journaling and I was reading, and as I was journaling and reading, I was realizing, wow, you need to share what you actually did in your first year of sobriety. And my first year of sobriety was focusing on changing my behavior and trying to mend the relationships with the people closest around me. And I don't really have any like really, really friends that I connect with now that I'm sober. I really don't have anybody but my daughters, and I call my mom every once in a while, and my grandbaby, but that's all I need right now. And my two cats. But either way, they don't care. As long as I feed them and clean their kitty litter box, that's all they care about. So my first year, in conclusion, my first year, I worked on my behavior and my relationships to the people closest to me. And in my second year, that's when I started buying books. I only bought 2 books, but they're good books. Love them. And then I have several other videos where I mentioned the books that I've gotten, and listening to audiobooks. I find the free ones online because I can't afford that. At least not now. I can't afford that. And I seek out fellow YouTubers that are, give advice and just personal experiences and stories of getting sober. They're persevering. I run into videos that people talk about. They relapsed. They went back out. Those are painful. Those are painful. I've watched a few of them, where I've gotten teary because if you came in and out of sobriety, you know what it feels like, you know. But for me, my personal journey, my personal sober journey, first year was mending and repairing relationships and changing the way that I react to people. Genuinely, some people, they force themselves to do it. But genuinely feeling it in your heart when you're changing your behavior, you're feeling it and you're loving it. And you're feeling rewarded. It's not the type of reward that you would like go out and, boy, being nice to you is really rewarding. Don't announce it. Relish it inside. Maybe at the end of your day you journal. I had a chance to really talk to my dad, or I had a good talk with my mom, you know. And you're not boasting, about your, when you're having those good talks with your family and friends, you're able to be genuine so they can truly see that you're changing, because they can see the light. They can see your skin's changing, and your eyes are brighter, and they'll be able to see it and feel it and know it. Then you go home and you journal about, the experiences that you've had along the way in your first year, when you're changing and mending, changing your behavior, just being an all around decent human being. And then you go into your second year and you go back and you read all the stuff that you did in your first year, and it's pretty amazing. It's pretty amazing. So I'm shadowing into my third year, but pretty much off and on in my second year, just reading, books on, just recovery and sobriety and alcoholism and drug addiction, and uh, reading my prayer book, and not getting stagnant, constantly um, moving around, keeping things clean, keeping things in order, staying busy. And I'll say it again. In conclusion, because I want to end the video, but in conclusion, always think it through to the end. What would happen if I use? What's going to be the consequences? How am I going to feel? If I use, I'll have to face my family and friends again. If I use, there's going to be another day. You're going to have to wake up from it. You're going to feel like crap. How many days do I have? How many years do I have? How many months do I have? Do I want to throw all that away? For me, no, no, no. I had to pause my video. I don't know if you can tell when I did that. It's getting a little loud. Anyway, as I was saying, yeah, just think it through. Think it all the way through to the end. What you're going to feel like the next day if you throw all your hard work away. So for me, recap. For me, in my first year, I worked on changing my behavior because I didn't want to be a dry drunk. I didn't want to white knuckle it. So I want to genuinely change my behavior towards people, places, and things. My second year, I started working on reading, working on my recovery, reading about, how to stay sober, 10-day fat. I mean, just all of that. And last but not least, in the beginning of March, I want to cut out all sugar because I really need to do that. They say, when you get clean and sober, you lose weight. Not me. I've gotten quite fluffy. Anyway, if you made it to the end of another one of my videos, I'm proud of you. Could you please like, comment, and subscribe and give me a thumbs up, because I want to help somebody. I'm not on YouTube to make money. If it happens, it happens. But I started this channel because I want people to know my experiences and I want to help somebody. If one of my videos can change somebody's life and keep them sober for one more day, that's all the reward I need. And you can't put a price on that. You cannot. But anyway, thanks for stopping by. I love you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.